Blossom Day at the Children's Orchard in Botanic Gardens in Glasgow, and I'm just handing out some leaflets to try and encourage people to come in, and this is something that I've not really been involved in a very, well, I've not been involved in it at all. I just turned up today and I've been helping out, handing out leaflets, and there's been some storytelling, there's been some sing songs.
I like to eat. I like to eat. I like to eat. Hi.
These pears are really good. Oh man, I think I'll have a few. These are quite cool. These are called Tam Montgomery. This must be like a Scottish variety. Here's Charles Ross variety. My grandfather apparently has a Charles Ross in his garden. Malice, Golden Spire. And I bought one called Discovery yesterday. Discovery's meant to go quite well in Scotland. I'm not sure what these are. More apples, they're cooking apples. I think these are properly lined up trees. They've been attached to things here. These pears are great. I've not had pears in a while. So quite a lot of fun going on here. There's storytelling and sing-songs.
I like to, I present banana. I like to, I present banana.
Everything else. So if you're interested, you can contact John Hancock's. I'll probably put his email address down below. And get involved and come and volunteer. I think they're looking for volunteers to come and help out. And the group also is to do with fruitful schools, so if you have a local school you can get an orchard put in your school, so that's pretty cool, and I think we need more of that, so you can have your own delicious pears. Okay, we're here at the Children's Orchard with John Hancock's, so I don't know, would you want to speak a bit about it, John? Or?
Yeah, hi there. Yeah, we're in the Botanic Gardens in Glasgow, and we've been doing the sort of fruit growing and food growing in the children's garden here for about 10 years now. We're celebrating 10 years this year.
Excellent.
And we've been we've got quite a big collection of Scottish heritage varieties. We've just planted about 20 of the Scottish heritage varieties that we've been able to grow from scratch, which have just been planted. And the idea of that, there are about 40 varieties of apples that grow in Scotland, so we're wanting to keep a kind of collection of those in one place. But we also work with a lot of schools on food growing of one sort or another, but I'm particularly keen on orchards. And I was just saying that years and years ago I wrote a wee piece about why there were no fruit trees in parks, and the answer eventually came back from the council guys that it was because people would eat the fruit. And we've been working quite hard to change attitudes and to get to get people to realise it's quite a good idea if people eat the fruit, and you can't really get people to know where fruit comes from unless you plant trees. And the other thing, I mean, there are all sorts of things. You get fruit from the trees, but also you can't teach the skills of
Yeah.
pruning and looking after the trees unless you've got trees to practice
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
So an important part again of having the fruit trees in the children's garden is as an opportunity to train the next generation so they know how to look after them and plant them and all that.
Definitely. And is there would you say there's a history of fruit growing in Scotland, or in?
Yeah, I mean,
lost
fruit,
touch with it a little bit.
yeah, I mean, fruit growing was actually introduced into Scotland in medieval times by the sort of monasteries that came
Yeah.
in. So there's a very long history, 800-900 years of fruit
Wow,
growing
wow.
in Scotland. But I would say that over the last, I don't know, 100, maybe 150 years, people have ended up, just not growing as much fruit, and probably less food as well. I mean, in the past, people would have grown a lot more of their food.
Yeah.
But orchards in Scotland have been in decline for quite a long time, and we're working really hard to try and reverse that and to try and hold on to some of the old varieties and the skills and all the knowledge that goes with that, and just and I suppose the big picture is to try and create a fruitful Scotland for the future.
Excellent.
And the only way of doing that is to plant trees and to get more people keen on them.
And John, if someone wants to get in touch with you and help you out, and how would they get in touch?
Yeah, well, if you look on the Commonwealth Orchard website, which is www.commonwealthorchard.com, and we can also supply fruit trees. So we've got a wee website that's up, which is Scottish Fruit Trees as well. So that's to do with the supply of trees. So we've got a hang of what grows well in Scotland.
Excellent.
And I think the most important bit of advice if you are wanting to plant fruit trees is to try and find varieties that will do well locally, and that's really valuable thing to do. If you plant the wrong things, they're never going to work, basically.
So what would be your top 5 varieties for Scotland? Say for Glasgow, for people here.
Yeah, well, in terms of cookers, I really like one called Arthur Turner.
Yep.
There's a Clyde Valley one called Maggie Sinclair, which is really nice.
Cool.
And then in terms of eaters, sort of ones that are really reliable and will do well, Katie Discovery, and maybe for Glasgow, it'd be nice to have a Clyde Valley one as well. So something like Cambusnethe and Pippin, which was grown Cambusnethe and Pippin. Which is a really kind of nutty tasting apple. And you should also not forget about things like plums and pears and damsons, because they grow well too.
Excellent. Thanks a lot, John, and hopefully I'll see you soon and we'll speak more, and hopefully there's not too much windy noise in this video. And good luck with everything, and I'll see you soon. Thanks, John. Bye. Well, that's me just about to leave, so I've had a great day here at the Children's Orchard here in the Botanic Gardens in Glasgow. So if you want to get involved in this, then you can go to the website, contact John Hancock's. I think he's got a website, there's a Facebook group, Scottish Fruit Trees. You can contact him through that. And hope to be able to help out here myself in the future and help out with trying to get more fruit in our parks and into our schools and everything else. Makes sense, makes a whole lot of sense, but apparently the council are not, don't see it that way. So eat your 5 a day, but we're not going to grow you any fruit if you want. We're not going to help you out with that. Eat your 5 a day, but make sure you get it in Tesco. So I guess that's the message. But I'm going to head and speak to you later. Bye.